Good afternoon, guys. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Adina. If you don't know where you are and whose channel you are on, welcome. Thank you guys for being here for this reading. I appreciate you. It is Wednesday, May 25th. It is Mercury retrograde, and it's Wednesday, the day ruled by Mercury. And I don't usually have a lot of issues with Mercury retrograde like most people do. However, the issue that I usually do have consistently for Mercury retrograde, especially on Wednesdays, is road rage. Because I find, I think because I have Chiron in my third house, which is ruled by Gemini, I'm always almost getting hit by somebody. And Mercury retrograde is the worst because people drive the worst around me on Mercury retrograde. So Wednesdays during Mercury retrograde, I'm usually always off the road. I do not like driving on Wednesdays during Mercury retrograde because people forget how to drive and they forget how to be safe and they start taking risks, and what you're not going to do is risk my life. I decided to channel some of my road rage energy into a reading. Not only is it Mercury retrograde, but Mars moved into Aries. Mars and the moon moved into Aries yesterday, and I have an Aries moon. So all of this energy is a little bit fiery for me. It is very fiery. And I think that I have been doing a really good job at finding ways to channel all of this frustrating and fiery energy. Okay. My frankincense and myrrh is burning, but it's usually more smoky than this. So anyways, so I decided to channel today's energy into a reading. I had a really good experience at work this morning. Wednesdays are the days that we're closed. However, I work Monday through Friday, no matter if we're closed or open, because I do human resources. And on Wednesdays, one of my good Judy's, Melanie, usually comes in to answer the phones, respond to emails and messages we may have received the night before. And I really enjoy Wednesdays because we're closed and it's usually just me and Mel, and we can chit chat and talk. Mel, I shouted her out last time I did a video. She is Daisy Girl Gems, and any gemstone necklace or jewelry that you see me wear, Melanie made them. And I love her dearly. She has become a good friend of mine, someone who is always pouring back into me anything that I pour out into her. So I love her. But usually when I'm at work, I end up doing a lot of spiritual work at work with my co-workers. I have a really amazing bunch of co-workers, and they're all really spiritual and things like that. And so I usually get opportunities to do readings and stuff at work, and also to be of service to people at work, doing this type of work at work. I love it. But this morning I had a really beautiful experience with one of the ladies that work there, and I was really grateful, to be able to do what I do. This morning was just really, I started my day off with gratitude because it was such a beautiful experience to be able to help someone. It's rewarding for me, especially when I'm able to read them or provide them some sort of insight and it resonates. I don't get too bold about my abilities, my spiritual abilities, because it's not something that I go around being braggadocious and boastful about. I'm a servant, and I enjoy doing this, and the burden that I carry to be able to be efficient in this or proficient in this was a hard burden to carry. But now I'm at a place in my life where I understand the purpose behind my life and why I had to experience things. And I think having a North Node in the 12th house makes you strive towards becoming that hermit or becoming that guru, the one who finds the rewards of life and being able to give selflessly into others. And so I had that moment of gratitude this morning because my experience with her was just so profound for her and for me. Being inside of her energy was so interesting, and what it brought to her was the most rewarding. And this morning I was just so filled with gratitude, and I decided I wanted to continue to reside in this energy of service and giving back because of how good it made me feel. So I decided to do this reading today because I get off early on Wednesdays by default. I already decided that I was going to do a reading today, but then after almost getting ran off the road by people and then getting all worked up, I found what better way to channel all of this fiery energy into service, and that's what I'm doing today. So today I'm doing a reading. Now there were two people that I wanted to read, two cases that I've been sitting with. One I've been sitting with longer than the other one, but I'm going to push that one off for later. And I'm going to actually do a reading on, y'all, I can't even tell y'all her whole name. That's just how much I haven't researched this case. I began looking into it in my spare time without the intention of reading it. Then I wanted to read it because I was so upset by the injustice that she got. And I chose to do her today because of how this young lady passed away from a vehicle, from a fight. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a Mercury retrograde when she passed away and there was some kind of Mars transit. I decided to do her today because of how frustrated I was on the road today, and that is how she lost her life. Her name, please help me state this correctly, Jaleayah Davis. And I'm just going to pull up an article off Google, one that seems the most reputable, to start pulling information. Alright, Marietta Times. I'm going to go with that one because she was from Marietta, Georgia. So Jaleayah Davis was 20 years old when she passed away. Her death had been ruled an accident. The Wood County Sheriff Office said they closed the investigation into the death of the young woman killed on Interstate 77 in November 2011 after meeting with family members and determining the cause of death. Apparently, it was ruled an accident with alcohol playing a contributing role. Graham said the evidence showed Davis was ejected from her vehicle after striking a guardrail on I-77. The impact of her vehicle striking the guardrail caused Davis to be ejected from the passenger side front window, the report said, and she died of multiple catastrophic injuries sustained as an unrestrained driver of a car that lost control and struck a guardrail. Apparently, when she struck this guardrail, she was sent over her vehicle and into the traffic lane of I-77, and her body was struck by a tractor trailer traveling northbound on I-77. The doorposts of the exterior of the vehicle contained samples of DNA that were later determined to belong to Davis, officials said. And it was found that the driver's side airbag of her vehicle was deployed. Because the passenger side did not deploy, investigators were led to believe Davis was alone at the time of the accident. leading them to believe the cause of death was attributed to her blood alcohol level. When they arrived on the scene that night, they discovered her body was about 2/10 of a mile north of the crash site. They once again bring up her alcohol condition, a level of 0.24. The actual accident scene had a lot of unique factors that were suspicious, Graham said. There were a unique set of circumstances. However, Graham said, the detectives and deputies on the case have determined without a doubt the investigation can be closed and ruled an accident. All right. The Marietta Times does not go into details about the unique circumstances, but based on the documentary that I saw, those unique circumstances was that there was no glass on the road, showing that an accident would have impacted any of her windows and caused her to be ejected. So apparently, because no glass was broken, her windows must have been down, as she was ejected from the driver's side. She was naked. She was found naked. From, was it the waist down? I'm on this Justice for Jaleayah Facebook page. I'm trying to hurry up so I can get you guys facts. Apparently her body was horrifically maimed. And Jaleayah's body was naked from the waist up with injuries that can only be described as horrific. Her leg was broken. I'm waiting for the rest of this article to pull up. Alright, so let me just go back. She left the family home around 5 p.m. and kept in touch with her mother, Kim, and sister via text throughout the night. She originally planned to stay at a friend's house, but at 3:28 a.m., Jaleayah's sister received a call from Jaleayah asking to come and get her from a nearby gas station. In the background, Jaleayah's sister, Toby, heard her sister asking someone to give her her keys. Just minutes later, Jaleayah called back, and this time something had changed. Now she was audibly hysterical, cursing and calling her friends names. She changed the location of the pickup, asking Toby to meet her at a rest stop instead of a gas station off of I-77. Naturally, Toby asked her what was wrong, and Jaleayah told her that she'd explain when she gets there. So Jaleayah's sister answers a phone call from her sister Jaleayah at 3:28 a.m. Her sister is asking her to pick her up from a nearby gas station. Her sister says fine. She gets a call right back, and her sister, who was with her friends that night, this is the part that I was trying to get up to. Jaleayah, a black woman, went out to a party with her white friends. Her friends that she was with that night and supposed to have been spending the night with were white. She went to a party with them, supposedly, and then at 3:28, Jaleayah's sisters are receiving this call. So the second call she received, she heard Jaleayah arguing with her friends, cussing them out and demanding they give her back her keys. So someone else, at the time that Jaleayah called her sister at 3:28 the night of her death, someone else had her keys. And Jaleayah was asking her sister to pick her up because someone else had her keys. Alright. So before I continue, because remember, the Marietta Times said that Jaleayah was driving her vehicle and she was alone in her vehicle. When Jaleayah called her sister, she was asking her friends to give her back her keys, and she was arguing with them. After Jaleayah's death, one of the friends that she was with, accompanied by her lawyer, turned Jaleayah's keys in to the police. So the last phone call Jaleayah's sister received from Jaleayah was her arguing with her friends and demanding them give her her keys back. And then after Jaleayah died, her friend was still in possession of her keys. So did they give her her keys back, allow her to drive somewhere else, see she got in a car accident, and then took her keys after the accident? Doesn't make any sense, does it? Naturally, Toby asked her sister what was wrong, and Jaleayah told her that she would explain when she got there. What happened in the next 15 minutes was a mystery to this day. At 3:48, emergency operators received a call from a truck driver who made a devastating discovery as he drove. It was Jaleayah's body, naked from the waist up, with injuries that can only be described as horrific. Her leg was broken, her right breast was missing, and worst of all, she had been decapitated. This is disgusting. There are pictures of the scene. Police arrived within minutes, but not before Toby, her sister, who had already gone looking for Jaleayah and came across the grisly scene. Jaleayah's sister got there before the police because Jaleayah had called her about previously asking her to come get her. And though it wasn't clear what had happened, it was obvious that this was no accident. Her bra, her top, and her coat were draped in that order over a guardrail. The coat was visibly stained with blood. Jaleayah was naked from the waist down, and her bra, her shirt, and her coat were neatly draped over a guardrail. And there was blood on her coat, but not her bra and her shirt. Okay. Mind you, they say that she got ejected from a vehicle, was naked from the waist down, and got hit by another truck. And she was found feet away from the accident site, but apparently she was alone, even though before and after this accident she was not in possession of her keys, and obviously not in the position to get up from her accident and fold her clothes. Her friends were really thoughtful to have picked up her clothes from this accident site and draped them neatly over the guardrail and take her keys out of the ignition. That was so thoughtful of them while she was dead. Okay? After they had just gotten an argument. Further down the road, Jaleayah's car was found, still running. The car was in gear and locked, with the headlights on and the driver's side airbag deployed. Yet for such a horrific accident, the damage to the car seemed relatively inconsequential. The windscreen was still intact, though the passenger side window was smashed. Okay, so I take that back. The passenger side window was smashed. So did Jaleayah get ejected from the passenger side, from the driver's side where she was sitting? The doorpost to the passenger side was cracked and blood stained the trunk. Almost a year and a half of investigation, the police officially ruled Jaleayah's death an accident, stating that she was driving drunk, wasn't wearing a seatbelt, hit the guardrail, and was thrown out. The force ejected her through the passenger side window, where she struck the guardrail, killing her instantly. Her body flipped over her vehicle and onto the other lane, where she was struck again by a tractor trailer. I'm sorry, you guys, even reading this and trying to explain it out loud, it's just like, how did anybody allow this to be called an accident? Based on some of the videos that I have seen, some of her friends had parents and or grandparents who were present or former law enforcement in Georgia. The last case I did was Kendrick Johnson in Georgia, and the one before that I believe I did was Tamala Harsford from Georgia. The people who were involved, the white boys who were involved with Kendrick Johnson's death, their parents were involved in law enforcement. Tamala Harsford, some of her friends that were at the party that she was at where she ended up dead, were a part of law enforcement. The friends that Jaleayah Davis were with, their relatives were a part of law enforcement. And all of these people died under suspicious circumstances, and their deaths were ruled accidental. Alright? So I just want to get to the chase. I have my frankincense and myrrh going. It's probably out by now. It is. However, I got enough of it. And I'm going to... I almost feel like I don't even really need to conjure Jaleayah up. But I am. Okay, so you guys, there is a reason I chose to do this today. And it's because of the way Jaleayah died. The road rage I experienced, I was supposed to experience so that I could channel her anger. Because she's angry. Jaleayah Davis, you are welcome here. You are welcome to speak to me and through me. I invite your spirit here. Jaleayah Davis, I invite your spirit here to tell your truth and to tell your story. I am disgusted. The stench in my nose. Ugh. Ugh. I don't want to say what she said because I can't say it because it's on YouTube. I want to tell you guys what she's saying so bad, but I'm not going to say it because this video may never see the light of day. Jaleayah, here we go. Alright. This is new. This is new for me. Ring again. She really wants me to feel how upset she is because the tone of this ringing is getting on my motherfucking nerves. But I have to keep ringing it. Alright. Jaleayah. Let's talk. Because you are here. I feel you. I feel how angry you are. This isn't my anger. I've been fine since I got home. My road rage doesn't last. But I was supposed to hold on to the memory of road rage for you. Because it is the memory of the way you passed away that will not allow you to rest. The memory of it. I remember everything. Sometimes when we pass over, it can be so traumatic that we aren't allowed to fully be cognizant of the circumstances around our death. Sometimes it's so traumatic that you only learned of the circumstances around your death gradually because it's too traumatic at the time of your death. Jaleayah fully remembers now because at first she didn't. It was too traumatic. She remembers now what happened to her, and she's angry. And she's angry at a whole race of people. I'll say that. I will say that. I won't say which race. I hear all kinds of expletives and cuss words. And this is how she went out in an argument, in rage, which is why she's still so angry. Which is why when I decided to do her today while I was at work, before I even left work to encounter any road rage, I decided to do her before I left work. I needed to experience that road rage so that I could conjure her anger. Because she's angry. Alright, let's talk, Jaleayah. Let's talk. Angry. She is angry. Look at that. She is angry. So I was correct. She was kept from knowing the trauma that happened to her until she was ready to handle it emotionally. She couldn't go back to those memories until she was strong enough on the other side. She wasn't ready yet to know fully what happened to her. And she's angry. Let's see what she's angry about, even though we know. Like, you know that when you're so mad, your blood is boiling and you get a headache. I believe you get so mad that your blood pressure rises. I'm almost getting a headache. She's angry. Look. The Queen of Wands in reverse, angry. And she's unable to heal and find peace because she can't let go of her anger. Alright, these are the cards that I pulled to clarify the angry card, the Knight of Swords. I'm going to look into this Queen of Cups in reverse. I hear drunk. That Queen of Cups in reverse. My family. Whose father was in law enforcement? Somebody's father or grandfather. Somebody's father ignored what they really knew was happening. This is why I said it's somebody's father or grandfather that was able to help, had the resources to help. They made the decision to ignore what they knew had happened. They made the judgment call to lie. King of Swords reverse, the Magician reverse, in order to get out of what really happened. Okay. I think we can tell that this is what happened from reading the articles around the case. You can tell that this is what's on everybody's mind. They know that these kids that she was with had something to do with it, and they called their parents, who were law enforcement. Unfortunately, her sister got there first. Otherwise, they would have been able to really make sure that it was covered up. But the sister was there first, and God bless her for being there first, because she is the reason why this cannot be put to rest, because she knows something else happened, because she spoke to her sister and she heard her sister arguing with these people, cussing them out and telling them to give her back her keys maybe 15 minutes before her death occurred. And her family knows that she wasn't drunk, or they even if she was drunk, they still don't believe law enforcement. And I really feel sad for her family because it's nothing that they can do. They're heartbroken because it's nothing that they can do. It's nothing that they can do. They're stuck. They're stuck. Because it's her family. This is so sad. Because of what they're up against, law enforcement. They would love to get this case reopened, but they're stuck. Her family. They tried to get the case reopened, but was turned down. And then, you know, it made them lose hope. But somebody, this king of swords, I don't know if this is a law enforcement person, an investigator, or somebody wasn't able to find what they were looking for. I feel like this is like a smoking gun. Either the family, I don't know if the family hired a private investigator or the investigators weren't really trying to find this smoking gun. Some people were paid. This is, I don't think I see this in the cards, but I want to say that the truck driver might have received some money or something. Somebody received some money. Somebody was paid off. I don't know if it was the officers greasing palms to make sure that everybody fell in line with this story. If it was the truck driver who was paid off to never tell anyone that he did not hit this girl, because I don't believe that the truck driver did. It never said in the Marietta Times that the truck driver said that he hit someone. It said that he came upon a grisly scene. But in that article, there is no language that spoke about him hitting her. It just said he came up on a grisly scene, and that was it from him. So I was interested that he was not more forthcoming with what happened after he hit her. I was expecting that article to say, you know, I was driving down I-77 and out of nowhere, this girl was ejected from her car. She hit mine. And, you know, I felt so bad. I pulled. None of that. None of that is said in that article. It might be said somewhere else, but I haven't seen it. And I'm interested in the lack of the truck driver's testimony about him hitting her. All right. Jaleayah, what happened to you that night? Why were you and your friends fighting? That's what I want to start with. Why were you and your friends fighting? A boy? A boy. A boy. I smell a boy. A boy. King of Cups on the bottom. I hear what she's saying about making a bad decision. And I believe it has something to do with this boy. A bad idea, a bad judgment call. And I don't know if it was because she was drunk. Why is this judgment in reverse? Okay. Alright, there was a fight, but she didn't really want to. She was just trying to leave. because she didn't want to fight. They had her keys because she was drunk. They took her keys because she was drunk. Or at least because they said she was drunk. But they were already fighting. Jaleayah. She definitely regrets getting drunk that night. I just feel like she was drunk talking to a boy at the party, but I keep hearing I didn't think she would care. All right. Ooh, look. 3 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles in reverse, 3 of Cups. All of this had to do with a stupid ass boy. Somebody that her friend used to talk to. But they apparently broke up. Jaleayah's at this party and she's drunk. And she's talking to this boy. And part of her is drunk and the other part is cognizant, but she doesn't really think that her friend will care. You know, they're just partying. She may be drunk and flirting, but they broke up. Why would she care anyways? But the friend cared. She was mad because she saw Jaleayah talking to this boy. Girl code. Helped her look for her keys. Help me look for my keys. I hear help me look for my keys and I see help me look for my keys, but when I clarify look, I got these. Somebody was hiding her keys from her. She was looking for her keys, but somebody else had them. All these drunk dudes. Something happened. They didn't know what to do when she was dead, when they killed her. When I clarified, didn't know what to do, somebody called Daddy and he told them, don't move. Don't say anything. Don't do anything. Don't move. I am going to look into Daddy, because Daddy is going to tell me exactly what happened after his daughters called them. Was there a boy there with them, with the group? I'm not talking about the boy that Jaleayah was with at the party. Was there like a boy who was with them, their group? He helped. I'm going to clarify Daddy or Granddaddy. 4 wands in reverse. That's family or something. The Lovers. The Star. I'm sorry, guys. Police helping my children. Family wondering what to do, what to say. She was drunk and she wasn't with anyone else. Daddy start calling his friends, calling in favors to get some help. 10 of Wands reverse, to get some help. And saying that it wasn't intentional and it was an accident. No one can know what his children did. There are 3 of them, 2 girls, a guy, something like that. So no one will find out what they did. He had some help. He started calling in his friends. Who was paid? Somebody was paid And they are bound to not being able to talk about this. They are bound to never talk about this because they were paid. Who was paid? Who was paid to not talk about what they really knew? Who is stuck? It's actually like, because all of them are in this together, they are all bound to this secrecy together so that none of them go down. The person that they paid, if they were to talk, you know, I want to say it's the truck driver though. I want to say it's the truck driver. I want to say that it is the truck driver. Jaleayah, did anyone pay off that truck driver to not talk about the fact that he never hit you? Did anyone pay the truck driver, or was it something else who was paid off and they are bound to secrecy because they accepted whatever was being offered to them? Who was it? Ace of Pentacles in reverse. On the bottom. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Who is this? Who is this King of Pentacles though? King of Pentacles held back from talking? Who is this King of Pentacles? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm going to wrap this up in a second. Who is this King of Pentacles? Whoever it was, they thought they were making the right decision by helping. Secret. The High Priestess in reverse, right next to the Death card. What is the secret? Oh my gosh, there's so many secrets and not talking. Alright. I don't know who was paid off. To be honest, it's not coming through who was paid off. But it was to keep the secret of the daughter's jealousy. Jealousy about this Two of Cups in reverse. And the daughter was drunk too. All of them were drunk. The girls that were there were drunk too. They were just as drunk. No, you know, it wasn't like Jaleayah was more drunk than them. They were all drunk. The daughter was drunk with envy. Ooh, they were fighting about a car. The Chariot. Clarify the Chariot. This is drama. This is drama. This is fighting. This is anger. This is people not getting along. And I want to follow this. I'm going to follow this narrative. And then I'm going to start talking. Because I kind of just have to sit here, pull cards for a minute, and listen to the story. I don't want to overtalk Jaleayah. It's about a car fighting. One of those girls is very remorseful. I will say that. They are not dealing with what happened that night well, but they can't do anything because of their family and their father. I think it's one of the friends of the girls whose father is in law enforcement. And this person somebody is scared to talk, and they can't really take that risk because of all of the lies that were told. Okay, all right. It's still a little fuzzy. But Jaleayah and her friends were at a party. Jaleayah might have been with, I saw a little love triangle. So the only thing that makes sense is that Jaleayah was at this party. She was drunk. She's having a good time, and maybe she was dancing or flirting with someone that one of her friends may have used to talk to, may have still had some feelings for, because the Two of Cups reverse is a one-sided situation. This girl was drunk and she still had feelings for this guy, but obviously those weren't returned because he is turning up with Jaleayah. And whether it was just innocent on their part because they're drunk, partying and having fun, this girl is in the cut watching the whole time, eyes green with envy. And then at some point, I want to say, that there was a small altercation at the party, and Jaleayah was ready to go after that, after her friend approached her and said something, slick to her after she had just been sitting back stewing in her envy all night. She said something slick to Jaleayah. They had a little banter. Jaleayah decides, okay, I'm going to go now. I'm about to go because what I'm not going to do is this. Have you talking to me any kind of way? And Jaleayah is trying to find her keys. And I can see her and hear her, help me find my keys. Help me find my keys. But because this girl is even more angry at her, and maybe even a little bit psychopathic, she smells spoiled, entitled, and spiteful. So she knew where her keys were. Somebody was holding the keys. And it was almost like one of the other friends was like, you're drunk. People were saying that, you shouldn't drive because you're drunk. But when you're drunk and like you just over it and belligerent, Jaleayah's ready to go. So she's like, F it, I'll walk. She walks to a gas station. Her friends follow her in her car. They follow her in her car. And they're telling her to get in. Just get in. We'll take you home. Jaleayah's like, give me my motherfucking keys. She had already called her sister and had her sister come and get her prior to them pulling up. Her sister agreed to come and get her from the gas station. They pull up in her car. They're like, get in. You're too drunk. Get in. We'll take you home. She gets in. They started making a trek, but the argument ensues again. Jaleayah asked to get out, and she wants her keys so that she can go home. She doesn't give a fuck about how they get home. She'll leave them at this point because they have her keys. They're driving her car. They're refusing to let her drive. They keep saying, you're drunk, let us take you home. And she's like, no, give me my keys. This is my car. They won't give her keys. Jaleayah, what happened after they wouldn't give you your keys when you were at the rest area? What happened when they wouldn't give you your keys at the rest area? Because whatever happened after you were at the rest area and you called your sister and you guys were arguing because they wouldn't give you your keys, that's when it escalated and something happened. What happened after that? She left. She left and she was drunk. Went back and they were stressed out because realized, is that how fast they were going? Oh. All right. Jaleayah, how did you die? We know how you died, but were you really drunk driving like this? And is that how you died? Or did somebody, one of your friends, have something to do with it? Did one of your friends have something to do with it? Or did this really happen because you were driving drunk, trying to get away from them? You didn't realize how fast you were going. They returned to the scene and freaked out. Did you really do this to yourself, Jaleayah, or did any of your friends have anything to do with you being in that car and you ending up dead? Did any of them have anything to do with it? Ace of Cups. Four of Wands. I should have left when I had the chance to. And left like I said I was going to, but I didn't. There are a lot of what it looks like to be grown. Okay, well, they were grown, so I get it now. Who was the one who was money? Who was the one who came from money? Because she couldn't hold back her anger. And she knew that she could kill her and blame it on the alcohol, and that someone would help her. There's another queen. Was it her mother? Drunk. Jaleayah. At some point, you were going to leave that party before you got as drunk as you did and before things went left, before you had an opportunity. Because I keep hearing I should have left when I had the opportunity. At some point she did have an opportunity to leave, but she stayed and had another drink, or another few drinks. I almost feel like I don't want to get too drunk because I have to drive. But she was also supposed to be spending the night with her friends. I don't know which one of the friends she was supposed to be spending the night with, but that makes sense as to why they were all riding together and why they came to the gas station in her car to pick her up and say that we'll take you home. You know, let's just go home. It was the one who was in the relationship with the boy that Jaleayah was with at the party. Whichever friend that was, she is the reason for the season. It was her anger, it was her rage, it was her drunken jealousy. That is the reason for Jaleayah being dead. Another one of those, somebody in the mix though would love to be able to talk, but they can't because they had so much help not getting caught up. They were all helped. They were all in this together to make sure that their stories lined up and that they fell in line with the directives given by whoever's father, grandfather, or whoever is in law enforcement. Like they have to, because everybody's freedom depends on them maintaining their silence. But it's not easy for them because they have guilt. And I feel like they also have flashbacks of that night, and they see the damage that was done to Jaleayah's body. And now that the adrenaline has died down, you know, it's not easy to live with. Jaleayah, do you have anything else to say before I finish this? Full and reversed. All these pentacles, the fudge. Oh, wait. I almost hear in my mind I hear family doesn't really like black people. Whose mother doesn't like black people? One thing I can say about the last 3 cases that I've done, they all come out of Georgia. They all were ruled accidental by the police under strange circumstances, and they all involved white friends dealing with white people. Now, I'm not racist. Love who you love, hang with whoever accepts and loves you. However, when y'all gonna learn about Georgia? It's not like y'all are living in the Jim Crow town. I mean, it's not like you guys are living in one of the most brutal, one of the states that were most known for the most brutal types of slavery. I mean, it's not like that. It's not like you guys are surrounded by the ancestors of slave owners. It's not like that. So do what you do while you're in Georgia, but please be aware. Be aware. There's so much I want to say about this, but I can't, because I don't want it to be one of those type of readings. But I want y'all to, I'm gonna do a different type of reading for that, because a different type of video for that, because y'all gonna keep getting picked off. Y'all are too comfortable in Georgia. Y'all think that y'all run Georgia because it's like the new black Mecca, and y'all think that because times have changed, but times are the same, especially in Georgia. Please do not let whatever freedoms you have gained for yourself in Georgia get to your head, because at the end of the day, the system that matters is still the same. You guys may be making strides in entertainment and business, but one thing you haven't been able to infiltrate is the judicial system in Georgia. That is going to remain the way it has been, because that is how they continue to let you rise up, make money, and invest it back into their state. But you yourself are worthless. You are slaves to them. You think because you guys are entertainers and making all this money that you spend in Georgia that they benefit from, and then they treat you like this? You're still a slave. You're just a slave in fine clothes that they let you have so that you think that you're not a slave. All of you. Not all of you. But this is, I wish you guys can see it from my perspective, so that you won't continue to have regrets when you get on the other side. Because most of the time, Kendrick had regrets. He had regrets about dealing with white girls, because now that he's on the other side with his ancestors and those that came before him for situations similar to his from Georgia are counseling him, and he's not the same. Kendrick Johnson isn't the same. He is a pro-black militant now, and if he were to come back tomorrow, he wouldn't think twice about dating a white girl. Jaleayah, full in reverse, regrets. She wished she had never gone. And it's almost like all of them know, because it's in the back of my mind that they know that these people don't really like them. They tolerate them. But they also start feeling like, okay, well, maybe they do like me, you know. No. Back in slavery, when they were putting some of y'all in the house, some of us in the house, and making you feel superior to your others so that you will then take on the brutalization of your people. They taught you how to brutalize your people by letting you rub shoulders with them and making you think that you were one of them. So now you take on their habits and you treat your own people like they're your slaves. Don't think because they let you hang out with their kids. They might let you come to their houses and spend the night. But when you leave, they are washing their sheets. They are cleaning their house. They are trying to get the stench of your black ass out of their home. They are telling your children, you know, they're cool, but you can only hang with certain of them. They're telling their children to be cautious of you. They are passing down what was passed on to them, even if their children are a little bit more accepting. Because we are the cool kids. We have the culture. Of course, they want to be our friends, but we are not equal to them. And they don't see us as such, especially in Georgia. I don't understand why y'all don't remember the history and where you are, and why y'all seem to forget that these are descendants, grandchildren and great-grandchildren, and children. Their parents and their grandparents are still alive. Their great-grandparents, this is not that far off for them. Their oral traditions live. We are the ones that tend to forget because we've been so traumatized. It's easier to forget. But please, remember to tell your children, especially if you live in places that still uphold these practices, never forget, because you can't afford to forget. Jaleayah, in closing, I know you gave me one card and it was a card of regret. I know you're angry. I actually want to close this with confirming, because it was a little bit foggy to me. Did your friends have anything to do with you ending up dead? Or did you really just bring this on yourself? Did they give you your keys? You sped in the car to get away from them. You were drunk and angry, and you really did hurt yourself. Or did any of them have anything to do with it? Death card. Bottom of the deck, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I honestly don't know what to make of that, because I keep seeing it. And this is what was on the bottom of the deck. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. What is this, Jaleayah? I am getting all of the same cards throughout this whole entire reading. I'm being told the same thing. Hated her. We argued because I didn't want to go over to her house anymore. Because we had secretly fought. Why would I want to go and spend the night with her? We had just fought. All right. All right. Absolutely. They absolutely assisted in some way that night with her death. There was a lot of drinking, a lot of drunkenness going on. But they took her car and they left her. They got in the car and they left her. And Jaleayah was walking and they were in her car. Somebody sped up and hit her and drug her underneath the car. Jaleayah, why were your clothes off? Why were you naked from the waist up? Something else happened that I'm missing. Jaleayah, what happened? Why were you naked from the waist up? What did they do to you? You were naked from the waist up. What did they do to you? Why were you naked from the waist up? What happened to your clothes? What happened to you for you to be naked like that? Queen of Pentacles. Here she is, but upright. You're about to have sex? This is weird. Queen of Pentacles. There was some sex going on. King and Queen of Swords are here. Somebody's heartbroken. But she knew that we were still in a relationship. Jaleayah, it looks like you were maybe creeping around with one of your friends, ex-boyfriends. They may have been on and off. Okay, all right. All right. Yeah. Found out. She was having sex. Pentacles. You guys, this is so difficult for me. This is so difficult for me. I'm really having a hard time with this one. Jaleayah Davis, Jaleayah Davis, Jaleayah Davis, please tell me, why were you naked from the waist up? What happened to you that caused your breasts to be removed? For you to be naked from the waist up, and for your clothes to be draped on the guardrail neatly. Why were you naked and what happened to you? First, it was the Queen of Pentacles. It's the King of Wands. These are all court cards, so these are people. That was the woman. This is a man. Another man. King of Wands. Is that who you were with? Is that the boyfriend? Were you guys about to have sex? You guys got caught. They took your this is weird. Queen of Pentacles reversed again. There are a lot of court cards in here. King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles in reverse, King of Wands. Here's the car. This is weird. Wondering how to stop them, break them up. They were just arguing. He didn't think anything would happen. They were just arguing. I didn't think anything would happen. Then she got her keys and left. Somebody was mad. I asked what they were arguing about. They were mad because I was flirting with her. He liked her. And he had decided to move on. Or because we had decided that we were going to get back together. And she didn't know that it was really over until that night. This is this King of Wands talking. This is the guy who was with Jaleayah that night. He was done with the friend, but she wouldn't accept it. She wouldn't accept it. She wouldn't accept that he didn't want her anymore. They had ended it before, and this was just another round for them. But in her mind, they were going to get back together. Until that night at the party when she saw him with Jaleayah. Something almost tells me also that Jaleayah and this guy were in a compromising situation and they got caught. Maybe, I believe that they were possibly upstairs in a bedroom or something and about to have sex. And they got caught. and then there was an argument. The guy's just standing back while his ex and Jaleayah argue. Everybody knows that, you know, they came together and they're all supposed to be spending the night with the friend. Jaleayah wants to leave now and get her keys because they are fighting physically. Jaleayah was struck first. And after Jaleayah was struck first, what happened after they start fighting at the party over the boy? Then what happened? Because I saw Jaleayah looking for her keys so that she can leave. Or her friends took her keys and they left her. Keep getting the strength card, and when I pull it, I always look at her holding his head. Jaleayah was decapitated. What did they do to you? Because you were decapitated and your left breast was removed. What did they do to you, Jaleayah? I keep getting pentacles in reverse. I'm so confused. All these major arcanas, it's so much going on here. It's almost too much for me to decipher. Am I going to be able to see what happened to you? Emperor and the Empress. Y'all, I don't know. I don't think that I'll be able to see this right now, and I think I need to step back from this because I'm getting confused. I will do a part 2 of this video once I mix up the cards and try again. I'm going to mix up the cards and try one more time, and then I'm going to close this because I can almost feel the energy dying down. I don't know if it's because she showed me what happened and I am second guessing it because I don't understand how to narrate it. So I'm going to mix up the cards, ring my bell. Jaleayah Davis, please come back and tell me how you died, how you ended up in the circumstances that you ended up in, and then I will leave you be. Alright. But Jaleayah, how did you end up with one of your breasts removed, with your head off, but your clothes neatly folded? Look, y'all, this King of Pentacles again. The Emperor. I feel like I hear it did not happen the way he said it did. There is information left out of this that we don't know, that was never publicized, about what happened to her. Helped her in the car. Well, I see that her family believes they know what happened. Lost hope in the justice system because they covered this up. What did you think? Kept her. They argued. She tried to leave, but they wouldn't let her. The two women and the Two of Cups. The media doesn't know what really happened. The media doesn't know what really happened. The media may not know what really happened, but I can find out. That King of Pentacles. Alright, last question. Jaleayah, who killed you? If it was you, say it was you. If it wasn't you, who killed you? Who is responsible for this? Whose idea was it? Who took your head off and your breast? Who did this to you? And if it was you, please say so. Who did this to you? So many people involved here. Who did this? Knight of Wands. Knight of Cups. All these nights. We having sex that night. Who is this boy that they were with? Knight of Wands. Knight of Swords came out in reversed. The Devil in reversed. Page of Pentacles in reversed. The Fool in reversed. Queen of Pentacles again. All these decisions. This is didn't go to her house like I was expecting to. She realized they weren't her friends. They left her and they were mad because of this boy. This boy liked Jaleayah. All these true pairs, though. It's the boy who wants to tell. It's the boy who wants to talk. It's the boy. It is the boy who wants to talk. It was the boy that they're fighting over. He really liked Jaleayah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have to get to the bottom of this. And this is about to be a 2-hour-long video. But you guys will deal. I gotta get this shit out. Jaleayah, why won't you tell me who did this to you? You actually showed me a bunch of people. They were all men. One of the guys did this to you. Was it to prove his love to that girl? They definitely fought about some surprise relationship. It was a shock. It was a is this King of Pentacles again. I'm clarifying the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Something was found out once she got in the car with this King of Pentacles. Didn't want her dad to find out, her boyfriend to find out, or dad to come looking. Jaleayah was in the car, not by herself. There was this man, this boy in there, the King of Pentacles. He always shows up upright. He has been in this reading since the beginning of this reading. So you got in the car with this King of Pentacles, Jaleayah, and then what happened? After you got into the car with this King of Pentacles, what happened to you? Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Her death, it came quickly. A house. A death. I don't even know if you were alive when you were thrown out of the car. That's what happened when she got in the car with this King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles in reverse. She died. This is for me, her losing her physical life, her body. I clarified, and all of these are swords. All of these are swords. I don't know if she was stabbed. I don't know if she was cut. I don't know. All I know is that after I asked what happened to her when she was in the car with that King of Pentacles, I got a bunch of swords. What is this Ace of Pentacles again? She didn't get in the car by herself. Ten of Swords. I got two men. Behind her death, I got two men. The King of Wands. He was who she was at the party, messing around with that night. This King of Swords, though. Maybe he was a friend. I don't think that he expected. This is so weird. All right. Alright, Jaleayah, I'm about to close because I can't with this story. I can't sniff it out. I can't decipher it out. I would not post this because I don't have a conclusion, but I'm going to post it anyways because I think it's only fair that you guys see when I'm able to conclude a reading and when I'm not. I can't see everything. And this is just so messy, and I'm sure I'm going to sit with this energy and it'll come back to me later. That's what happened when the Kendrick Johnson, after I rewatched the video, it came clear to me that he was in a chokehold, and you know, he was out cold. They put him in that mattress, you know, just because they freaked out, but they did not know he was going to die. They came back in there and saw that he hadn't gotten up. His shoes were still scattered all over the place after they had fought. So they panicked because they knew he was dead, and they put his shoes in that mat because it was easier to not find him if nobody walked into that gym and saw his shoes on the floor from where they were fighting. They put those shoes in there, but he was out when they put him in that mat because he, you know, they had him in a chokehold as they were fighting. I found that out after I rewatched the video, and this one may come to me afterwards as well, but really all I want to know is who did this. And it's so many people coming up. I don't know if it's just one person. I see 2 guys, I see 2 girls. It could be more or it could be less. So Jaleayah, I'm going to close, and I'm just going to ask one more time. Do you have anything that you would like for me to know before I close this? Because I don't have a conclusion to this. And maybe you still don't have all the full details. You know, maybe that is it. However, show me what you can before I leave so that I can leave with some kind of peace. Or maybe I won't because you don't have any. Let's see. Closing remarks, Jaleayah Davis, before I let you go. Knight of Swords in reverse. These are just all the same cards, and I'm sick of it. King of Pentacles. Look, y'all, the same. King of Pentacles, King of Wands in reverse, and the same. These 2 guys. I'm just clarifying the Knight of Swords in reverse. Here are these guys again. This King of Pentacles was like one of the first cards I pulled. So whoever this is, and him, because this is who she was with that night at the party. I don't know who this guy is. And what they did. There's another scenario popping up in my mind. definitely see arguing in this car. This Queen of Cups has been here from the beginning of time in various positions, upright and reversed. Okay, can't get justice. Stuck. Trying to figure out what really happened. Alright, y'all, I can't do this anymore because it's draining me. I don't know if I will be able to see what exactly happened to Jaleayah. I don't know if she even knows yet. Maybe she does and I just ain't got the juice right now, but I'm gonna close this reading because I can't continue to try to force something that I obviously am not able to deduce. I'm not saying that she didn't tell me, but I, like, in my mind, I'm trying to see it and all I see is bits and pieces. But when I try to put it together, I can't make sense of it. So I'm going to stop this reading here. I'm going to thank you guys because this is a long video and we didn't get any conclusions. I don't know if I'll post this or not. Because it's so long and we didn't really get where I needed to get. I'll probably do a part 2 once I sit with her a little bit and try to figure out what happened to her. That may take a few days because I may really have to connect with her on a deep level. And I don't even know if I want to do that right now. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. I'm sorry this didn't turn out better. I'm actually really disappointed, but y'all, I tried and I can't see and I can't tell y'all something that it really ain't there. So thank you and see you guys for a part 2 if I have anything else. Bye.